everybody, welcome to Gardening TLC. I am Michelle and we are at the house of Annette and Brian in Mukwonago, Wisconsin. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you did.
I had to practice like 6 times. We are going to go on a garden tour and take a look at the fabulous gardens here. Not only do they have gardens that surround their house, they have some prairies that I saw when I was driving up that look ooh la la. I can't wait to see them. All right, you guys, come along with us. We're going to check it out and find out all about their garden. All right, you guys, first we're going to talk about this absolutely awesome plant that you have behind you. We just discovered that it is a Drina Spike, and they've been growing it for how long?
This is 5 or 6 years old, and we just put it in our garage in the winter near a sunny window. Keep it watered every once in a while.
Wow. So is the garage heated?
No.
No. So I could just, wow.
It's attached to the house, so it doesn't get
But it doesn't really get much below freezing. That's about the lowest it gets.
So I could probably drag this guy. I have 2. I could drag him into my office.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, who knew you could get one that big? Normally you buy a Drina and you throw it away at the end of the season.
right.
Ah, this is awesome. All right, so tell me how long you've been gardening the gardens here at this house.
We built the house 32 years ago, and we've had a vegetable garden. Started with just a vegetable garden, and then went into the prairie, and then perennials probably 5 to 10 years after that.
All right, a little bit of history about this garden that we're going to look at. This was featured as one of our pictures in Garden Gab last month. And what happened was Brian created a fire pit, and he took all of the dirt that is like right below us right here where the fire pit is and threw it back there. And then they decided to create a new perennial bed up there for the shade. It looks really awesome. Let's take a look at what's in it.
So we started in the back with the astilbe, the white, I believe they're white beard or white bearded astilbe, and then we have the Japanese ferns. These hostas we already had, not exactly sure what kind they are. Then we had the heucheras. Again, we can see that trouble with the little bugs eating them.
So sometimes what you can do when they start to flail out like this is just wait till next year, fertilize them in the spring, and sometimes first year they'll do this and then they'll come back the next year. Oh. So the biggest thing is, see how it's kind of open right there in the center? Yep. Make sure you get mulch down around there so that you protect that crown. Stomp them into the ground real good before we go into winter so they don't heave up. And then when you put the mulch down here, push it all the way around here underneath so that it protects this area but not on top of it. Okay. That will help it come back. Don't cut them back, and then just clean them up and feed them in the spring. And then this will probably come back and look better. Because sometimes they do that first year, and you just have to keep watering them and keeping them alive through that first year.
Okay. All right.
Oh, look at the beautiful lungwort.
Yep.
Oh, I love lungwort. I love the splotchy leaves on there. And then I love the bonus flowers that you get later.
Well, and that's the one that we haven't had too much trouble with the bugs eating.
Yeah, this one, the deer won't eat it. The bugs leave them alone. Great, great shade perennial.
Then we filled in here a little bit with the Brunera.
So do you know which Brunera this one is? Is this the Jack of Diamonds?
Diamonds, yep.
Oh, look at that leaf. And these are babies, you guys. They're going to get bigger.
And then we have
that's the lady's mantle.
Lady's mantle, which I love when the little droplets fall on it.
Me too.
Cool.
Ooh, look at that one.
I want to say,
is this catching fire or tiramisu?
I want to say it's catching fire. I don't think it's yet.
I love that. And more heucheras.
Yep. And then some
Ooh,
hostas.
look at these. What kind is this one? Ooh, you get a tag. Let's see. It's the hosta of the year. Oh, it's guacamole. Nice. Look at the leaf on that one, you guys. And this garden is still young. It needs time to grow. So you just put this in this spring.
Yes.
You know what I love? I love the bird bath with the pot on it. Look at her, Dusty Miller. Mine did not go anywhere near this size this year. That is so gorgeous. I love that as the focal.
Yeah, I wanted to get some color in there.
Yep, that's what I use impatient bowls for. Just wait till this whole thing fills in. That is so awesome. So across the road, there's some ponds, and these salamanders, some are down there. Look, I'm going to touch it. Ooh, ooh, it feels like a gummy worm. Are you going to move so that people know that you're real? And it's not like a plastic one? Will you bite me if I pick you up?
No, not at all.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know.
Come on,
Okay, I can do it. Oh my God, it feels like a big gummy worm. Okay, the grandkids pick it up. I can pick it up.
Right.
Isn't that cool? All right, let's put you back. Try not to step on you. It does feel like a big gummy worm.
It does.
All right, there he
I've never
goes.
seen him move that fast.
I freaked him out. Oh. All right, we are going to take a look at the driveway bed, and you've been developing this bed for how long?
This has been since we moved in about 32 years ago, and it's just obviously a work in process.
Okay, so it's gone from a shade bed to a sun bed, right?
Right, further down we had to take down 2 oak trees, so this was always sun. We did have a gardener come in and recommended these 2 red buds. The hemlock was a transplant from when we built the second garage.
I love the shape of this.
Yeah, it turned out really well. I think it was perfect in between these 2.
Yeah, I like the layering of the branches. I might have to think about getting a hemlock. I just think it's such a pretty tree.
Pretty.
All right, talk to me about these beautiful hydrangeas.
So these have been here for a good 10 years. One of those fall clearance specials.
We love those.
Our garden centers. The lamb's ear we just put in, and it's doing quite well.
She's a brave lady putting lamb's ear in because it can spread. So make sure you get those flowers off of there. And then look at these hydrangeas, you guys. Oh my gosh, they are bigger than my head. Those flowers are beautiful, and there's pollinators all over them. I love hydrangeas, and I like the big, bold ones when you've got enough room to really plant them.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, there's the one oak tree right there. And Annette was telling me that, is it your brother-in-law?
Yes.
He is a chainsaw sculptor, and he's going to come and sculpt something really cool, like a bear with a welcome on it, on this big tree stump. She's going to send us pictures. Oh, I can't wait. That'll be cool. I love black lace elderberries. I love the dark foliage. I love the new growth on the foliage. This one must be fairly young.
Well, and we had it in down in the corner, kind of not in an ideal position. So I think that's why it's kind of taken off now. Yeah.
You know what's really cool is that you can move things around in your garden. So if you do something and you don't like it, move it.
Right.
Because you're not out anything. Yes, there is a risk. Yes, it could die. But if you get enough of the soil, you keep it hydrated, cut it back, your odds of it coming back are really high.
Okay.
All right, look at these, you guys. Oh my gosh. Which hydrangea is this?
This is the bridal veil, I believe it was.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Look at the flowers on this, you guys. They're huge. Look at that. That's one flower petal on this panicle. And I don't want to disturb the bees, but look how big that is. I like the open format. I might have to find one of these and find a place. Oh, well, to find a place, I might have to make a new garden so I can have one of these. So when I got here, this is what I saw when I pulled up, was this native prairie garden in the front of the house. Isn't this great? I love it because it is a really pretty backdrop to the house. And I love all the Rebecca, the fall sunflower. He's got little blue stem in here, which is a native here in Illinois prairie grass. And it's kind of got that turkey foot plume on it. Isn't that great? And I love just the setting of that with, you know, the spruce over on the right and the house set in the backdrop. And then this is the beautiful like meadow that's in front of the house. And they don't live in the city. They live out in the country. And this is awesome. It's so fitting. All right, Brian, tell me about your love for this garden.
Well, when I was in college at UW-Waukesha, I fell in love with native prairie, and I met a kind of a hippie biologist that was teaching there, and he set me up with my first bag of prairie seeds that he had gathered, and I prepped the soil. It was like we moved in here in 91, and I think it was 93 that I put this first prairie in, and it has changed and evolved over the years. I never felt comfortable burning it because of the pine forest right next door, so I just mow it every year, and I know that's not ideal for a prairie, but it has just evolved over the years with plants coming and going.
So does it filter different colors too? Because like right now it's got so much solidago and the Rebecca, and does it have different colors?
This prairie does not have a lot of different colors. As I got more educated and into prairies, the second prairie that I put in was when we eliminated our garden when our kids moved away. I went with a shortgrass prairie from Prairie Nursery, and we'll take a walk in there and you can see it's much more colorful, and there's flowers blooming throughout the year.
Look at all of the pollinators on this thing though. Now, you had said that there was one thing if you could do over with this prairie garden that you would do differently. What is that?
I would make it a shortgrass prairie, and I would buy my seed from Prairie Nursery up in Wisconsin, because they're high quality, and you get what you pay for.
Well, that's true.
And I don't like the way the big blue stem has just taken over.
Yeah, it is a prairie grass, and it does spread both by seed and by rhizome underneath the ground. But when you look at it kind of like just one little snippet, like right here where you can see, you know, the layer of that, it looks really cool. But I do see what you're saying as far as it's through a lot of your garden. But I do love, like, it's on the edge here of what this looks like. And I love that, like, there's a little piece of Queen Anne's lace in here. Right here, that little bit of white. And I know that people think that that's a weed, but do you know at our floral store, that's in recipes?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Queen Anne's lace. And there's places where that's grown as a cut flower.
Oh.
Isn't that wild? Here we think it's a weed. I think it's cool when it's planted with Russian sage. It's a really nice combo. All right, here's a treat for us. Brian has cut a path through the prairie for us to walk through. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. This is a view from the other direction. And as you can see, the prairie, he stopped mowing like this area right here. So he is expanding the prairie to come out further into the lawn. And look at you guys. See, this is what you look at. Look at those beautiful seed heads on there. Isn't that great? I love that. And then I do like the Queen Anne's lace in there. Isn't that so pretty? And then look, we're gonna get a little closer in here. And I don't know the names of wildflowers and things, but look at that little guy in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, these are the ones that you see alongside the roads everywhere, are these. Look at that. That's like a really pretty blue lavender. And then look as you travel up and you look at what's going on. There's the entrance to the path. We're going to go check it out. Oh, look at the seed heads on those. Isn't that great? You lead the way. Oh, this is so fun. Do you have to move slow because of the bees, or they pretty much leave you alone?
They do. In the morning, it's filled with a lot of wasps. They act as pollinators, and they're just clinging to this. But this is now, I started this in probably 2015. We used to have a garden. Our garden started at the woods, and it went almost to the driveway. But when our kids moved out, I covered it with black plastic for a couple of years. Instead of, I didn't want to use Roundup.
So you smothered it?
I smothered it. And then I just literally raked it and planted.
Is that Rattlesnake Master?
That is Rattlesnake Master. This is the first year. This is the first year it's popped up.
That's cool.
It is.
Ooh, there's butterflies. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, there's a lot of Rattlesnake Master.
Yeah, this year it exploded.
All through there.
It popped up. And this year also, this was a spiderwort. It was just filled with spiderwort.
Oh, and that's a spreader too.
And it's just gorgeous. There was 2 different colors.
You know what though? I get in here and I look at this and I see the, you know, the little blue stem in here, but I don't know. I like it throughout.
But I just don't want this to
take over.
This is big blue stem.
Oh, big blue stem.
The little blue stem I wish I had. Now this is, I think this is called Sidotes grama.
Oh yeah.
And this is the grasses that you'll get. You'll get Sidotes grama, you'll get little blue stem.
What are these? I sold these at the Prairie Garden, at the Clem Garden Show.
That's called prairie clover.
I love the seed heads on stuff. So even when the flowers are done, the seed heads are so cool. All right, see, let me get a close-up of this Rattlesnake Master. You guys, isn't that cool? Okay, so I'm going to spin around, you guys. This is, I'm sorry, I think this is so cool. Hey guys. All right, we just filmed and now we have to film again because I filmed our feet. Okay, so tell me about this garden. I know, it's bad. All right, so tell me about this garden, and you said that you had to prep the soil. What did you mean by that?
Okay, there's two ways to prep it. For the first one I did, I actually, now I remember, I had a farmer come and till it up for me, and then I used Roundup, and I repeatedly tilled it through one whole summer and the next spring, and then I
So you
planted.
were spraying Roundup to kill all the new weeds that were coming up?
Yes, I would let the weeds germinate, and then I would spray them. The second prairie that we walked through, it used to be an old garden, so I didn't have to deal with the grass, so I just put black plastic down and probably let it sit a year or two, and then I took it off, raked it, and sowed my seeds.
Okay, if you had to do it over again, what would you do differently?
Well, if I had to do it over again, I probably would just use the black plastic.
Okay.
The plastic method, because when you till up that soil, you're creating a seed bed for more weed seeds.
Yeah, so just so you guys know that every time you till the soil, you till up dormant weed seed. So if you don't let the weeds come up and get them out, or use a pre-emergent to stop the weed seed from germinating, and even then you have to make sure that that pre-emergent is for every weed that's going to come up. Smothering is better. It just takes you longer because you have to be ahead of it to plan, right?
And I will say that that website I told you about, prairienursery.com, they give you step-by-step directions.
Oh, so I will link that down below, you guys, if this is something you're even remotely interested in doing, which now I kind of am maybe interested, because for me, it's about low maintenance. And if I can make a low maintenance, and I probably would never make one as big as all of this, but a small one, I think that would be pretty cool. And I have the land to do it. And I only have to mow it down. And I only have to smother out the weeds. So if I put the stuff on this fall, then in 2026, in the spring of 2026, I could probably start the garden.
Yes.
Yeah, so I might do like cardboard and then throw compost on top. I might do it
sounds like a
that way.
plan.
There's a lot of thistle out there. Yeah, well, I'll think about how I'm going to prep the ground. I need to do some research. And that's what you guys should do too. If you're ever thinking about doing a new project that you've never done, do your homework. So this is the front garden bed here, and they have done a rock wall, which fits in perfectly with their house, because when we get around the corner, you can kind of see the top of their chimney right there. They have this beautiful facade on their chimney that's all boulders. I just love that look. It's so pretty. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at this garden. Oh, look at this. What is this interesting thing?
It's a butterfly bush. I can't remember what kind it is. This is new. I just planted it this
But look
this
at
summer.
that. That
The
is
seed
the
pods.
coolest looking
Yeah.
seed pod. I've never seen that. That's awesome looking.
Yeah. Some more
Astilbes.
and asters.
And then we got some sedum. All right, let's come down this way. I love those seed pods
yeah,
on there. They're
that's
so
another one of those.
cool
Yeah.
looking. Ooh, look at this coreopsis, you guys.
So that's a new one. I just planted that this summer.
Oh, look at this, you guys. Look how she put the dark purple with the green. Is this the back and black?
Yes.
Uh-huh. See, I love those two together. I might do that. See, you go to someone else's garden and you find something to go back to your garden and do. Oh, look at this. It's so soft.
I can't remember what it is.
Is it Artemisia, I think is what it's called. Let me get that
I
out.
think that's right. Yep.
I can't grow this very well. Every time I try, it browns out on me because it doesn't like humidity. Oh, it hates humidity. Ooh, I like this one too. Isn't that pretty? I love the colors on it.
Been here, hardy geraniums, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've had these here for years, and they just
Gorgeous. Those flowers are gorgeous. I like the way it spills over the wall here too. That's pretty. I like these when they're well behaved and they stay where they're supposed to stay.
yes, and these do pretty much.
Moving right along, we've got some Veronica here. This is the Magic Show Ever After, and some pretty echinacеas. And they are not purpurias, and they're shorter. You got a tag on that one? That one's pretty.
Let me see if there's a tag.
I like the color on that one. And ooh, look at this one, you guys. Isn't that pretty? Look at that pretty orange on there. Ooh, look at this one. He kind of freaked out a little. Look at how he grew.
Oh my!
It's like a double. He
I didn't even notice that.
yeah, it was deformed. I love that though. I love the color. And then if we come up into here, we've got some more right here. Well, these are gaillardias. This is a blanket flower. We just planted some blanket flowers at the house. I do like these yellow ones though. And see how when they're done blooming, they still have that nice pretty billy ball on there? I like those. All right, now we're at the end, and look, you guys, she also has the Lindsville Arbovita. Now, this one isn't the same one as mine, but Look at the brown stems on there. Isn't that cool looking? They're that cinnamon color. That's really super pretty. That pretty arborvitae that she's got here with the gold on there. Ooh, she's got a tag. What one is it? This one is Forever Goldie. I like that one. I like the structure. It's going to look pretty when it grows up. Oh, look at her little squirrel probably planted that little sunflower in there.
Yeah.
And she's going to have a pretty sunflower. It's all budded up. And then look at this hibiscus, you guys. It still has tons and tons of flowers that haven't even opened yet. I love the white and pink with the deep red throat against that really dark foliage. I just think that that is gorgeous. Oh, and then here's a little self-seeded one right there. How about that? I've never seen them do that. That's pretty cool. So as you look down the sidewalk here, I just like the way that looks. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that pretty? I know that this is just a pot, but I love this. This is a mix of the marigolds, which are just crazy big. I love this. And look at the zinnias. Did you do those from seed?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I love the pink and the orange. And somebody else had a pink and orange in the Garden Gad pictures that I did, and I thought, that will never go good together. But that looks awesome. I love that. Isn't this prairie awesome? And I'm telling you, what I have shown you does not do it justice, because in person it is spectacular. I love that we got to go to the interior and check it out. Absolutely beautiful. It makes me want to put a little bit of a prairie garden at my house. I've got the room to do it. I don't know. I have to really think about it. Maybe do a little bit of homework. Thank you so much, Annette and Brian, for sharing your gardens with us. I love that you've gotten the bug and that you're creating a space that's all your own. So many new gardens, fun and exciting. It's so fun to watch them develop and grow. Make sure you continue to send us pictures so that we can check those out. That's all I've got for today, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed our tour. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspired you to get out in your garden and maybe plant something. I'm Michelle. Thanks so much for watching. Get out in your garden today. It deserves some TLC, and don't forget, so do you. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye, everybody.